Welcome to Oculus of the Wise, where ancient wisdom meets modern awakening. Many are called, but few are chosen. If you found this video right now, at this exact moment in your life, I need you to understand something. This is not a coincidence. There are no accidents when it comes to the path of the chosen ones. You were guided here. Something inside you has been stirring, hasn't it? A restlessness. A knowing that you cannot quite put into words. You have always felt different, like you are carrying something on your shoulders that others simply do not see or feel, and you know what? You are right, this message is not for the casual viewer. No, what I am about to share with you today is exclusively for those who have been marked for a greater purpose. If you are just scrolling through looking for entertainment, this probably is not the video for you. But if you have ever felt like you were meant for something more, if you have ever sensed that there is a divine assignment on your life, then you need to hear every single word I am about to say. Stay with me, because what I am going to reveal today will fundamentally change how you navigate your spiritual journey. These are not just tips or suggestions. These are the secrets that will protect your energy, guard your spirit, and help you fulfill the mission you were born to complete. And here is what most people do not tell you. The higher your calling, the stronger the opposition you will face. That is just reality. So let me ask you something. Have you noticed that the more you grow spiritually, the more resistance you encounter? The more attacks, the more misunderstandings, the more people who suddenly turn against you for no apparent reason. If you have experienced this, type yes in the comments right now. I want to know I am not alone in this, and more importantly, I want you to know you are not alone either. Now, before we dive into these 10 secrets, let me be crystal clear about something. The path of the chosen ones is not an easy path. In fact, it is one of the most challenging journeys you will ever walk, but it is also the most rewarding. The problem is, most chosen ones do not understand the importance of spiritual protection and discernment. They walk around with their hearts wide open, sharing their gifts with everyone, exposing their vulnerabilities to people who have not earned that trust. And then they wonder why they feel drained, attacked, and misunderstood. That ends today. What I am about to teach you comes from years of walking this path myself, from studying the lives of prophets and spiritual leaders throughout history, and from learning the hard way what happens when you do not protect what has been entrusted to you. So let us begin with the foundation, the importance of secrecy for the chosen ones. Now, when I say secrecy, I do not mean being dishonest or hiding who you are. What I mean is discernment, knowing what to share, when to share it, and most importantly, who deserves to receive it. Because here is the truth that nobody wants to admit. Not everyone in your life has your best interests at heart. Not everyone celebrates your growth. And not everyone can handle the truth of who you are becoming. You carry something precious inside you, divine wisdom, spiritual insights, a light that comes from your connection to something greater than yourself. And just like Jesus warned us, do not cast your pearls before swine, lest they trample them under their feet and turn and tear you to pieces. Your pearls, your spiritual gifts, your revelations, they are not for everyone. They are sacred, and they must be protected. Let me share the first secret you absolutely must guard. Secret number 1. Protect your spiritual insights at all costs. Your spiritual insights are not casual conversation topics. They are revelations given to you by the divine for your journey, for your growth, for your specific mission. When you receive a download from the universe, when you have a moment of clarity, or a vision, or a deep knowing, your first instinct might be to share it with everyone. Do not. I am serious. Do not. Why? Because most people are not operating on your frequency. They are not going to understand what you are talking about, and when they do not understand, they do one of two things. They either mock you or they try to use your own words against you. I have seen it happen over and over again. Someone has a profound spiritual experience. They share it with the wrong person, and suddenly that person is questioning their sanity, their judgment, their connection to reality. Think about the prophets throughout history. Did they share every revelation they received with the masses? No, they were selective. They waited for divine timing. They spoke in parables when necessary. They understood that some truths are too heavy for those who are not ready to carry them. You need to develop that same wisdom. Not every insight you receive is meant to be broadcast. Some revelations are for you alone. Some are for a select few who are walking a similar path. And yes, there will be times when the Spirit prompts you to speak publicly, and you will know when those moments arrive. But until then, guard your insights like the treasure they are. Let me give you a real example. Maybe you have had a revelation about your purpose, about what you are meant to do in this world. And maybe you shared it with a family member or a friend, expecting encouragement, expecting support, and instead they hit you with doubt. They questioned whether you are being realistic. They reminded you of all the reasons it might not work. And suddenly, this beautiful vision that felt so clear and so right is now clouded with their skepticism. That is exactly what I am talking about. Your vision is not meant to be voted on by committee. It is between you and the divine secret number 2. Keep your vulnerabilities hidden from those who have not earned your trust. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. But wait, I thought we were supposed to be authentic. I thought we were supposed to be vulnerable. And yes, authenticity is important. Vulnerability is powerful. But there is a massive difference between being authentic and being naive. Being vulnerable with the right people is healing. Being vulnerable with the wrong people is dangerous. Here is what I have learned. As a chosen one, you will have moments of weakness, times when you doubt yourself, times when you feel exhausted by the weight of your calling, times when you wonder if you are strong enough to keep going. Those moments are real and they are valid, but they are not for public consumption. They are not for people who are looking for ammunition to use against you later. We live in a world where energy is currency. And when you expose your weak spots to the wrong people, you are essentially handing them a map to where they can hurt you most. Spiritual parasites are real, energy vampires are real, and they are drawn to the light of chosen ones, not because they want to support it, but because they want to drain it. They want to feed off your energy, your gifts, your light. And if they know where your cracks are, they will exploit them. Jesus understood this. In his darkest hour, in the Garden of Gethsemane, he did not expose his anguish to the crowds. He did not broadcast his fears on the street corners. He took only his closest disciples with him, and even then, he separated himself to pray alone. He knew that some battles are fought in private. He knew that vulnerability requires the right container. Learn from this. Find your trusted few, the people who have proven themselves through time, through challenges, through their consistent love and support. Those are the people who get access to your heart. Everyone else gets your boundaries. And let me tell you something else. The people who get offended by your boundaries are usually the ones who were benefiting from you not having any. Think about that. Secret number 3. Guard your energy like your life depends on it, because it does. Have you ever noticed how certain people just drain you? You spend 20 minutes with them and you feel like you need a 3-day nap. That is not random. That is energetic warfare. As a chosen one, your energy is different. It is more vibrant, more alive, more connected to Source. And people can feel that, even if they do not consciously understand what they are feeling. Some people will be drawn to your light because they genuinely appreciate it and want to grow alongside you. But others? They are drawn to your light like moths to a flame. They want to get close enough to siphon off your energy for themselves. And if you are not careful, if you do not set firm boundaries around your energy, you will find yourself constantly depleted, constantly exhausted, wondering why you never have enough fuel for your own mission. Your energy is your spiritual currency. It is what powers your ability to hear from the divine, to create, to manifest, to fulfill your purpose. When your energy is low, everything else suffers. Your clarity suffers, your health suffers, your relationships suffer, your connection to the divine suffers. This is why energy protection is not optional for chosen ones. It is essential. How do you protect your energy? First, you become ruthless about who gets access to you. Not everyone deserves your time, your attention, your presence. I know that sounds harsh, but it is the truth. You have to start viewing your energy as the limited resource that it is. Would you let just anyone walk into your bank account and withdraw money whenever they felt like it? Of course not. So why do you let people walk into your energy field and take whatever they want? Second, you learn to cleanse your energy regularly. Just like you shower to cleanse your physical body, you need spiritual practices to cleanse your energetic body. This could be meditation, prayer, spending time in nature, smudging with sage, taking salt baths, whatever works for you. The key is consistency. Make it a daily practice, not something you only do when you are already depleted. Now, let me pause here for just a moment. If what I am sharing is resonating with you, if you are feeling seen and understood right now, do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications, because I create content like this regularly for people who are walking this path. And honestly, it helps me know that this message is reaching the right people. The algorithm works in mysterious ways, but when you engage with this content, it helps other chosen ones find their way here too. So, if you have gotten value so far, show some love and drop a comment telling me which secret is hitting home for you right now. All right, let us keep going because we are just getting started. Secret number 4. Never reveal your next move before it is time. This one is huge, and so many chosen ones get this wrong. They get excited about what they are building, what they are creating, what they are being called to do, and they want to share it with the world. They want to announce their plans, get people excited, build momentum, and I understand that impulse. But here is what happens 9 times out of 10. When you announce your plans too early, you invite opposition before you are ready to handle it. Think about it. When you tell people what you are going to do before you have built the foundation, before you have the resources, before you have the spiritual strength to withstand the pushback, you are setting yourself up for unnecessary warfare. People will doubt you, they will discourage you, they will project their own limitations onto your vision, and if you are not careful, their doubt becomes your doubt. Move in silence, build in private. Let your results be the announcement. When people see what you have accomplished, they cannot argue with it. But when they only hear what you are planning to accomplish, they will find 1,000 reasons why it will not work. Protect your vision by keeping it between you and the divine until it is strong enough to withstand scrutiny. Secret number 5. Do not share your spiritual practices openly. This might surprise some of you, but hear me out. Your spiritual practices, how you pray, how you meditate, the rituals you perform, the way you connect with the divine, those are intimate, personal, sacred acts. And when you make them public, when you perform them for an audience, something shifts. The purity of the practice becomes contaminated with performance. Jesus said, when you pray, go into your room, close the door, and pray to your Father who is unseen. There is profound wisdom in this. Your relationship with the divine is not a spectator sport. It is not content for social media. It is not something you do to impress others or to prove how spiritual you are. It is a private, sacred communion between you and the Creator. Now, I am not saying you can never share about your spiritual life. If you are called to teach, to guide others, there will be times when sharing your practices can help someone else on their journey. But check your motives. Are you sharing to truly help someone, or are you sharing to get validation? Are you sharing because the Spirit prompted you, or because you want people to see you as spiritual? The intention behind the sharing matters. Secret number 6. Hide your growth until it cannot be hidden anymore. When you are going through a transformation, when you are leveling up spiritually, mentally, emotionally, there is a temptation to document every step of the process, to share every breakthrough, every realization, every upgrade. But here is what I have learned. Real transformation happens in silence. It happens in the unseen hours when nobody is watching, when nobody is applauding, when it is just you and the work. And here is the other thing. When people see you transforming, especially when you are transforming beyond where they are, it triggers something in them. Sometimes it inspires them, but sometimes it threatens them. It holds up a mirror to their own stagnation, and they do not like what they see. And when that happens, they will consciously or unconsciously try to sabotage your growth. They will make comments designed to pull you back down to their level. They will remind you of who you used to be, trying to keep you locked in an old identity that no longer serves you. So transform quietly. Let your growth speak for itself. When people finally notice how much you have changed, they will not be able to deny it because the evidence will be undeniable. Secret number 7. Protect your plans from the evil eye. Now, I know some of you might think this sounds superstitious, but stay with me. The evil eye, in its simplest form, is negative energy directed toward you because of jealousy, envy, or ill will. And whether you believe in the metaphysical aspects of it or not, the psychological reality is undeniable. When people envy what you have or what you are building, their negative thoughts and feelings create an energetic resistance against you. This is why you do not brag about your blessings. This is why you do not parade your success in front of people who are struggling. Not because you should hide your blessings, but because wisdom tells you that not everyone can celebrate you genuinely. Some people will smile to your face while wishing for your downfall in their hearts, and that negative energy, it is real, and it can impact you if you are not protected. Stay humble, stay grateful. Share your wins with people who genuinely want to see you win, but be discerning about who gets the details of your life. Some things are meant to be enjoyed privately, with God, with your closest circle. Not everything needs to be posted, announced, or celebrated publicly. Secret number 8. Never expose your sources of strength. Whatever gives you strength, whatever fills your cup, whatever keeps you grounded and connected to the divine, keep that sacred and private. Why? Because if the wrong people know what strengthens you, they will find a way to cut you off from it. This could be a relationship, a place, a practice, a routine. If they know it is your lifeline, they will attack it. I have seen this play out in so many ways. Someone mentions that they get their peace from their morning prayer time, and suddenly their household becomes chaotic every morning. Someone says their strength comes from a certain friendship, and watch how people start planting seeds of doubt about that friend. It is subtle, but it is real. Protect your sources of strength by keeping them between you and God. Secret number 9. Understand that spiritual protection is not optional. Let me be very direct with you. If you are walking the path of a chosen one, you are going to face spiritual attacks. Period. This is not meant to scare you. It is meant to prepare you. The higher your calling, the more intense the opposition. Dark forces do not waste time attacking people who are not a threat, but you. You are dangerous to the kingdom of darkness because you carry light, and light exposes darkness. Spiritual attacks can manifest in many ways: overwhelming fear, sudden doubt about your purpose, unusual conflict in your relationships, physical exhaustion that sleep does not fix, recurring negative thoughts, a sense of heaviness that you cannot shake. If you are experiencing any of these, you need to strengthen your spiritual protection immediately. How do you do that? First, maintain a strong daily connection to the divine. Prayer is not optional. Meditation is not optional. Reading scripture or spiritual texts is not optional. These practices create a shield around your spirit. They keep you aligned with source energy, and when you are aligned, attacks have less power over you. Second, use spiritual tools for protection. This could be the armor of God that Paul describes in Ephesians. It could be protective prayers, psalms of protection, calling on angels or spiritual guides. It could be physical tools like blessed oils, crystals, protective symbols. Find what resonates with your spirit and use it consistently. Third, cleanse your energy field regularly. Negative energies attach themselves to you from your environment, from toxic people, from stressful situations. You need to release these regularly. Smudging with sage, salt baths, visualization of white light washing over you, whatever method works for you, make it part of your routine. And fourth, recognize the signs of attack early. The sooner you identify that you are under spiritual attack, the sooner you can respond with prayer, with spiritual warfare, with increased protection. Do not ignore the warning signs. Your spirit will tell you when something is off. Listen to it. Secret number 10. Maintain an unshakable connection to the divine. This is the foundation that everything else is built on. Without a strong connection to the divine, none of the other secrets will hold. This connection is your lifeline. It is the source of your wisdom, your protection, your strength, your purpose. Everything flows from this connection. But here is what happens to so many chosen ones. Life gets busy. The demands of the world start pulling at you from every direction. Work, family, responsibilities, problems, crises. And slowly, without even realizing it, you start neglecting your time with the divine. You skip your morning prayer because you are running late. You skip your meditation because you are too tired. You skip reading scripture because there is always something more urgent. And then one day you wake up and realize you feel disconnected, lost, confused. Like you cannot hear the voice of God anymore. Like you have lost your sense of direction. This is one of the most dangerous places a chosen one can be, because when you are disconnected from source, you become vulnerable to everything we have talked about. You lose your discernment, your energy gets depleted, your spiritual protection weakens. You become an easy target. This is why Jesus, even in the midst of his busiest ministry, would withdraw to solitary places to pray. If Jesus needed that time to reconnect with the Father, how much more do we need it? Your connection to the divine is not a luxury. It is not something you do when you have extra time. It is the most important thing you do every single day. Make it non-negotiable. Before you check your phone, before you start your to-do list, before you engage with the world, spend time with the divine, even if it is just 10 minutes, quality over quantity. Show up consistently and watch how everything else in your life starts to align. And here is something most people do not talk about. Your connection to the divine is not just about talking. It is about listening. So many of us approach prayer like a one-way conversation. We bring our requests, our problems, our needs, but we forget to be still and listen for the response. The divine is always speaking to us through our intuition, through signs, through circumstances, through that still small voice within, but you have to quiet the noise to hear it. Develop the practice of spiritual listening. After you pray, sit in silence. Pay attention to what comes up. Notice the thoughts that arise, the feelings that surface, the images that appear in your mind. The divine speaks in whispers, not shouts. You have to be intentionally still to catch it. And finally, surrender to the divine will. This does not mean being passive or giving up. It means trusting that there is a plan for your life that is bigger and better than anything you could design yourself. As a chosen one, your path will not always make sense. There will be detours you did not expect, delays you did not want, challenges that seem unfair, but trust that every single thing is working together for your highest good, even when you cannot see it yet. Surrender your need to control. Release your fears, your doubts, your anxieties to the divine. When you truly surrender, you open yourself up to miracles. You start seeing that everything that looked like a setback was actually a setup. Everything that felt like a loss was actually protection. Everything that seemed like the wrong path was redirecting you to the right one. Now, I want to be real with you for a minute. Walking this path as a chosen one is not easy. There are going to be days when you feel alone, days when you question everything, days when the weight of your calling feels too heavy to carry. And in those moments, I want you to remember something. You were chosen because you are strong enough. You were chosen because you have what it takes. You were chosen because the divine saw something in you that qualified you for this assignment. You are not walking this path alone. Forces greater than you are guiding your steps. Angels are surrounding you. Ancestors who walked this path before you are cheering you on. The divine is orchestrating everything behind the scenes. All you have to do is stay connected, stay protected, and keep moving forward. And here is my challenge to you. Take one of these secrets and implement it this week. Just one. Maybe it is setting better boundaries around your energy. Maybe it is committing to daily prayer and meditation. Maybe it is being more selective about what you share and with whom. Pick one and make it a practice. Because information without implementation is just entertainment. You did not come here to be entertained. You came here to be equipped. Before we close out, I want to ask you something. If this message resonated with you, if you feel like you are one of the chosen ones walking this path, leave a comment and let me know. Tell me which secret hit home for you. Tell me what you are going to implement. I read every single comment, and I love connecting with this community of awakened souls. And if you have not subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? This is exactly the kind of content I create for people like you. Hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and let us walk this journey together. Share this video with someone who needs to hear it. You know who they are. That person in your life who is going through a spiritual awakening, who is feeling attacked, who is struggling to understand their calling. Send this to them. It might be exactly what they need right now. You are not here by accident. Your calling is real. Your mission is important, and you have everything you need within you to fulfill it. Walk forward with confidence. Walk forward with wisdom. Walk forward knowing that you are divinely protected and guided every step of the way. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being part of the Oculus of the Wise community. Until next time, stay blessed, stay protected, and keep shining your light. The world needs what you carry.